we're tracking for you this evening. StrideOne has acquired a strategic stake in electric vehicle tech startup MoEVing. The deal will help StrideOne enter the last-mile EV financing sector. Besides acquiring MoEVing's finance tech platform, StrideOne will provide capital for its overall business as part of the first phase of the deal. Joining us now to discuss this further are Ishpreet Gandhi, founder, Stride Ventures and StrideOne, and Vikash Mishra, founder and CEO MoEVing, as well as my colleague Shruti. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today. Ishpreet, let me start with you. StrideOne has picked up a strategic stake in MoEVing. What made you bet big on the company, and what does this strategic stake entail at this point?
Sure. Thanks for inviting us on the show, Arundhati and Shruti. You know that Stride synonymously stand for being the largest startup financing player under the brand. And what we've realized is, if you recall our previous discussion, that EV has become a very important sector in new age capacity for the disruption it's making. And we had been investing in this sector for past 12 to 18 months. In fact, we've invested close to 300 crores already as Stride with the EV and clean tech, within the EV and clean tech umbrella. And moving from a perspective of strategic fit, what we realized was that they have been in this business for 3 years, and every business in EV space, whether it's the mobility capex on the OEM side or battery management, requires a very high degree of finance. And we've been supporting that finance. But if the real void is coming on the last mile, so while the companies are getting funded and they require debt on the balance sheet, the real inflection point is how do you enable finance across the ecosystem, which StrideOne does. So from that perspective, the 3-year track record of MoEVing presented us a lot of data in order to make sure that we can build a very nice underwriting practice of StrideOne, because we really wanted to foray into financing. And we found it as an opportune fit in order to make sure that there can be a collaboration between both of us.
All right. Thanks, Ishpreet, for taking us through that. Vikash, coming quickly to you, if you could take us to MoEVing's offerings, you've got solutions on the demand side as well as financing solutions on the supply side. If you could elaborate on those and the kind of impact you now hope to make with StrideOne's backing.
Yeah, thanks, Auntie. So we provide full stack solutions to our corporate customers who are looking to switch to clean electric mobility solutions, and is a need because they want to reduce the cost and they also want to save carbon emissions. So we provide full stack solutions to all the big brands, global brands and the Indian brand, to switch to electric mobility. What we provide is the electric vehicle, the driver, and the charging it. So that has really helped in terms of corporates moving to electric mobility, and with the help of StrideOne backing now, we can scale up to 15,000 vehicles very easily. In the next 3 to 5 years, we plan to acquire 100 plus corporate customers, and every year we are adding 20 plus customers to our portfolio. So all the growth that is required, and this sector has a huge potential, and financing is a big challenge in the sector. With the StrideOne, we hope that it not only solves the financing of MoEVing, but also the ecosystem financing, whether it's the asset financing, whether it's the driver financing, the charging financing, all the financing requirements can be met. And all the corporates who are willing to switch to electric mobility to save cost and abate carbon emissions, we would be very happy to provide the solutions to them.
Right. So those are the targets that you set for yourself. Ishpreet, since we're running out of time, in 30 seconds, if you could tell us, StrideOne is going to take out the entire fintech operations at MoEVing. So what are the kind of targets you now hope to achieve? How will you help MoEVing scale its business?
Sure. So actually, we plan to achieve 1,000 crore financing book in the next 12 to 18 months. We've already identified a large portion of the fleet to be financed to MoEVing, as well as some of the other operators. We've been the first lender to a lot of other companies, including Battery Smart, Loham, Blue Smart, right? So we have been quite active in this space, and the entire infrastructure is developed on the basis of ensuring that the asset value, the driver underwriting practice, the battery residual value, all of that infrastructure of tech is what will help us deploy capital over a period of next 12 to 18 months with 1,000 crore target. That's what we have in mind, Arundhati.
All right. So you're looking to deploy 1,000 crore rupees in the next 12 to 18 months, Ishpreet. Vikash, this is Shruti coming back to you. If you could talk to us about the revenue picture, how much are you currently clocking and what are the targets post this collaboration? If you could talk to us about the revenue split between the supply and demand side of the business.
Yeah. Currently, we are making about 40 crores annual revenue rate. And we first milestone is to hit 100 crore revenue rate by May, June next year. So that's our first target. And once we reach 15,000 vehicles, then we can definitely increase our revenue to $100 million revenue. Our large revenue component comes from the corporate customers, whether they are from the e-commerce companies, but we are also expanding to other than e-commerce companies as well. So we are expanding our footprint to lubricants company. We are targeting FMCG companies now. We have started doing EV with footwear companies, cloud kitchens. So our portfolio of customers will increase. Our footprint from 16 cities will increase to 30 cities. Our fleet size will increase. And we will be able to reach $100 million in the next 3 to 5 years. That's our revenue projection. And large part of the revenue will come from the corporate customers in the B2B segment who are looking for shifting to clean electric vehicles for their delivery purpose.
All right, Ishpreet, Vikash, we're completely out of time, but thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ananti. Thanks, Shruti.
Thank you. All right, moving on. India